Imagine a building so large yet so intricately carved that it covers an area larger than the inner city of Paris. Yet it was constructed almost 900 years ago without the aid of modern machinery. This isn't a fantasy from an adventure movie, rather, it is the reality of Angkor Wat, the architectural masterpiece of the Khmer Empire in modern day Cambodia. Angkor Wat is an architectural feat whose significance is rooted in its monumental construction, complex religious symbolism, survival throughout history, and its modern role in Cambodian identity and global tourism. Understanding this site allows us to understand the advanced civilization and beliefs of the ancient Khmer Empire, whose engineers and artists created a temple that literally mapped the universe onto the earth. Today, we will explore the 4 key aspects of Angkor Wat. First, the monumental scale of its initial construction. Second, the meaning behind its symbolism and bas reliefs. Third, how it managed to survive throughout history. And finally, its complex role in modern tourism. Let's begin by traveling back in time to the early 12th century. Angkor Wat is not just a temple, but the ultimate statement of power and religious devotion by its creator, the Khmer Emperor Suryavarman II. The Khmer words Angkor Wat directly translate to Temple City in English. Commissioned in the early 12th century, Angkor Wat was designed to be his state temple and likely his tomb. This project required a large investment of resources and labor, estimated to have taken approximately 30 years to complete. The temple itself was built entirely of sandstone, with some blocks weighing over 1.5 tons, all cut from the distant Kulin Hills about 30 miles away and then transported back to the site. The amount of materials and organized manpower required shows the sophistication of the Khmer Empire. According to historical records, the project likely involved over 300,000 workers, including a large group of masons, architects, and sculptors, coordinating what was truly one of the largest building projects in pre-modern human history. Now that you know a little bit about the construction, we can discuss arguably the most interesting parts of Angkor Wat, the religious symbolism and bas reliefs. Angkor Wat is not just a religious site, but a 3-dimensional representation of the Hindu universe, built according to cosmic principles. The entire design is a representation of Mount Meru, the home of the gods and seat of the universe. The 5 towers symbolizes the mountain's 5 peaks, and the moat surrounding the temple symbolizes the ocean. The temple was originally dedicated to the Hindu god Vishnu, and it was said to align the kings or emperors with the divine power of preservation. The symbolism is literally etched into the stone via the extensive bas reliefs that line the inner walls of the temple. The most popular carving covers over 160 feet, called the Churning of the Ocean of Milk. These bas reliefs depict gods and demons working together to churn the ancient sea and release the Amrita, which is the elixir of immortality, illustrating the Hindu cycle of creation and cosmic balance. Although Angkor Wat was dedicated to the Hindu god Vishnu, it became a Buddhist temple by the end of the 12th century. Which brings us to our next point, how Angkor Wat managed to survive throughout the years. Historians say one of the most remarkable things about Angkor Wat is that it was never entirely swallowed by the jungle or truly abandoned. While the Khmer capital, Angkor Thom, eventually shifted in the 15th century and the surrounding city faded, Angkor Wat itself remained an active site of worship, according to History.com. Buddhist monks continued to tend to the complex, which prevented the complete decay and destruction of the temple which many other temples in surrounding areas faced. This continuous use is what largely preserved the architectural integrity. The temple's resilience continued well into the 20th century, despite the rocky history of Cambodia, including wars and the brutal Khmer Rouge regime in the 1970s. The temple somehow sustained minimal damage, although there are some bullet holes visible on the outer walls. However, its core structure remained intact. This survival is why the entire complex, including Angkor Wat, was named a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1992, protecting it for global preservation. Today, Angkor Wat is Cambodia's most visible national symbol, appearing on the national flag, and it is also a critical economic driver in the third world country. Since being named a World Heritage Site by UNESCO, the United Nations Educational, Scientific, and Cultural Organization, The site has become a massive tourist destination, attracting millions of visitors yearly. The revenue generated in this region around the city of Siem Reap is vital for the Cambodian economy, making Angkor Wat a powerful tool for national identity and prosperity, according to Hinduism today. However, this popularity brings significant challenges as well. The amount of daily footsteps causes accelerated stone erosion, and the need for hotels and infrastructure strains the site's surrounding environment and its intricate ancient water system. Preserving this global heritage means constantly balancing the economic benefits of tourism with the importance of environmental and architectural conservation, a task that requires continuous international cooperation. So in summary, Angkor Wat's story is a complex narrative of human achievement, spiritual vision, and resilience. We've explored its monumental construction under Emperor Soyavarman II, the deep cosmic symbolism of its architecture, its miraculous survival against nature and war, and the challenging realities of its modern role in tourism. Angkor Wat is more than just Cambodia's national icon. It is the world's largest religious structure and a powerful living monument of a great, resilient civilization. Thank you.